My talk is actually how to find your grace in the middle of the crazy. Because as soon as I learned that I was going to be speaking in front of a whole bunch of women entrepreneurs, leaders, and business owners, I know that y'all have a lot of crazy going on. So, have y'all heard that term, juggling balls in the air, having a whole bunch of balls in the air? Yeah. Have you ever been in the space where you're just like, if I could just put one ball down, then I can breathe? If I could just get ahead of it, then I'll be okay? Story of my life. Flashback with me to November 2018. And I'm standing in my mom's kitchen. Linda, can we turn this down so I don't have the bounce back? Thank you so much. So I'm standing in my mom's kitchen. And I'm in my mom's kitchen because I need somewhere to be. Because I'm in the middle of a divorce right now. And it's my ex-husband's turn to be in the house. I'm cooking eggs. And as I'm doing that, I am reflecting on the previous 48 hours. Where just 2 days ago, I was holding my stepdad's hand as he took his last breath. And I'm thinking about that relationship, a very convoluted relationship that was full of abuse. And my mom got sucked back into that cycle for the end of his life to deal with the illness. And here she is flat out in her bed, depressed. I'm the only family member to take care of her. Also, while I'm making these eggs for my mom, I'm thinking about the 5-figure deal that I'm working on for my online business. And wouldn't you know it, Alberta Healthcare, you called me just in time to tell me the year-long wait that I've been on. In 2 days, I get to have the surgery. So now I'm juggling clients. I'm juggling like there's no tomorrow. And in the middle of that, I am gripped with tension. My jaw is tight, and I just don't know if I can handle one more thing. The phone rings. It's my daughter, 16 years old. She is 6.5 hours away from me in a winter month, visiting her boyfriend in Vernon for the weekend. Mom, I can't come home. I am so sorry, but I cannot come home. Honey, baby, what do you mean you can't come home? Mom, I can't get in the car. I can't drive. My heart is breaking. I can't do this. She's sobbing. And I believe her. I don't think she can get in that car and drive. Baby, I just need you to take some deep breaths. Because the snow is going to fall. And you need to be on those roads soon. So we agree that we're going to call back in 5 minutes. I hang up that phone. And I am flooded with all of these, what the hell have I done, letting my 16-year-old daughter drive herself across a province, across mountains, to see a boyfriend that I don't even like. I'm inundated. I feel like a bowling ball has come and just taken my legs out. And I'm sitting there frying these eggs for my mom, and I'm like, one more thing, seriously, one more thing. And it suddenly hits me. I've been focusing so much on getting ahead of all of these balls in the air so then I could breathe. But what came to me that day, Sunday, November last year, what if life is this? What if it's always going to be this busy? What if I can't control all the balls in the air? I need to find my grace in the middle of that crazy. And I got excited with that. You know why? Because I have control there. I am a control freak in recovery. The idea that I could actually decide, how do I want to be in the middle of everything going on? Bowling balls flying at me? That jacked me right up. Now, I don't expect y'all to take my story and be able to run with it and implement and find your grace in the middle of the crazy. I have a step for you. I learned something over the years leading up to that epiphany moment. That really, really helps me in the moment of intensity, of the moment of all of the things going crazy and that gripping sensation. I'd like to invite you to learn that one today. So for y'all to have your butts in the chair right now, many of you started hours ago, right? How many of you were up early this morning? Many of you had to arrange childcare. Many of you had to negotiate with your partner or your spouse. Many of you have a to-do list that's stacking up as you're sitting in the chair for work. On your way here, you had to figure out, first of all, where the heck are you going? Which Best Western? You had to figure out the parking. Do I go down? Do I stay up? What do I do? Do I need to register my plate for parking? No, you don't. But all of that, creates sensation. And it's those sensations that are in us that have so much wisdom. So I just want to encourage you right now to try this out. The easiest way is if you close your eyes or if you lower your gaze. And I want you just to tap into that sensation that you're noticing, that you're feeling right now. You're sitting beside probably strangers. You're probably closer than maybe you would like to be. And so just do a body scan, head to toe. Notice what part of your body is calling for your attention. What part of your body has a sensation in it that feels maybe a little uncomfortable? Find that part that's calling your attention. Focus on it. And now breathe a nice deep belly breath. And another nice deep breath. As you focus on that sensation in your body, it could be your jaw, it could be your gut, it could be your back. Breathe. And now I'd like you to use the power of your mind to be able to imagine that you are in the middle of that sensation and breathe space there. Breathe space for you to be there and be curious about the sensation. And the last step, please ask yourself this question. What do you need here? What is being called for in this space? Maybe you'll get the instinct that you want to take another few breaths. I was feeling pretty good. Maybe you'll have the instinct that you want to spread out a little bit after this. Maybe you realize that you need to give yourself permission to be here. Permission to suspend your to-dos and everything else. You worked hard to be here already, so maybe you need to give yourself permission to just fully be present. As you feel ready, bring your eyes open again. Who feels a little bit different after just taking those deep breaths? Do you feel a little more grounded, a little more relaxed? Good. We have the power to not only regulate our nervous system like you just did, but we also have the power to find out what do we need and what are our boundaries. All you need to do is breathe into your sensation. Us women, we have so much shame around needs. How many here are like, I got needs, I have no problem with that? All right, good job. We got some Beyoncés. So the rest of us, we don't. We're conditioned to not have needs. We're conditioned, especially as women, to put other people's needs first. And then to actually have your own takes a lot of learning throughout life. So this is one way for you to get in touch with your needs. And it's also your responsibility. Because if you don't meet your needs, who the heck is going to? Right? So that's the one way to find your grace in the middle of the crazy. The other way to find the grace in the middle of the crazy, because you have control there, is something I call the emotional bank account. And it's a lot like a piggy bank. So when I was a kid, I had like a little pink piggy bank, and I would put my pennies in it. And I tell you, as soon as it felt like there was enough in there, I would pull that stopper out and off to the dollar store I'd go. The emotional bank account is the same thing. We can pull that stopper out, and those are withdrawals. Withdrawals are things that tax us. It's the external stressors that pull from our internal resources. Things like divorce, losing your job, separation, massive fight with your partner or your kid. We don't often think about those little withdrawals. Things like even the beautiful video that we saw here that was really hard to hear. So there's little things that happen all day long. News, we have horrible events happening, and we're exposed to this. Also, think about the times you get up in the morning, you go to get coffee, you're reaching for the milk, it's gone. Your dog has just peed on the floor. Your kid is running in and going, hey, did you remember to make that appointment? Because my rash is worse. And you're like, oh, shit. Let alone all of the mental chatter that's happening in your head. There's all this constant withdrawal. So I encourage you just to notice, what are you exposing yourself to? Because you do have control on that too. You can turn off the news like I do. You can choose to listen to just the challenges that you intend to have a purpose for, like Charla. Notice the withdrawals in your life. And then how you counter it is number 2, the deposits. Deposits are massive and so important, because as with the deposits, which are self-care, the deposits help us regulate our nervous system. They help bolster us when we need to counter all of those withdrawals. And when we hear self-care, we often think of like, oh, I got to go to the spa for the day. I need to have a massage. And it's all of this time and energy and money. But self-care is not that. Self-care is recognizing your need and meeting it. And it's also simple things like running your hands under water and just paying attention to how that sensation is. Being very intentional and bringing yourself to the present. That, getting present for just 2 minutes, is a tremendous nervous system regulator. And it'll help you counter all of those crazy withdrawals that are happening out there. Other self-care things. Build yourself a self-care box. I have an example, my self-care box. You can get to take a peek into what that looks like. It's at the back table. You could put things in like scents. So anything that you can use your senses for, anything that's tactile. Notes from yourself. Notes from clients. Moments that you had deep connection with your loved ones. You just put a little note in there to remind you of it, to prompt you. Self-care requires a little bit of work to start with. You need to have a list, because when you're in the middle of the crap, it's really hard to be like, okay, I'm just going to go take a walk in nature now. Right? If you have a list, walk in nature doesn't work right now. Okay, I'm going to look at, maybe I'll listen to my playlist. I don't feel like upbeat music right now, so I'll do my soothing playlist. You have a list of resources available to you right away so that you can tap up throughout the day. This isn't about setting aside Sunday for self-care day. Awesome, do it if you can. This is moments, little things, choosing what music you listen to, calling the friends that you know are in your network, and they'll pick you up every time. Eye gazing with a loved one. That is a massive way, because we are all wired for connection. The third thing with the emotional bank account is to notice how well you are doing with receiving compliments. Nah, I just got a whole bunch of eyes go, Women, we're terrible at it. It's a work in progress our entire lives. So I've got a couple steps for you with that. The first thing is, when you receive a compliment, somebody is telling you, oh my God, I love that outfit. And I do, by the way. Can you take a moment of, you put thought into this outfit today? Yeah. So can you take a moment and actually be like, thanks, yeah, I worked on this one. I do look good. And you take that little bit of reality that you can agree with them and store it away somewhere. Tuck it away. And then the second part of receiving a compliment, saying thank you. And that's it. Because what happens time and time again? There's a gal that we were at a conference last weekend, and she was like outfitted. She was phenomenal. She looked like she was walking off the pages of a fashion designer magazine thingy. I'm not a fashion person, but I can appreciate definitely a put together outfit. And we'd walk up to her and I was like, oh my God, it's amazing. You look phenomenal. I love your outfit. She's like, I got it at Target. What'd you do that for? Now I'm thinking about Target. I'm no longer thinking about how awesome you are for creating an outfit. Or somebody is complimenting me on my talk. I love that. It was so inspiring. Thank you so much. Yeah, but you were such a good audience member. Thank you. You were nodding the whole time. Couldn't have done it without you. What are we doing to the people who are gifting us the compliment? What was that? Dismissing. Absolutely. When you get to receive a compliment, and just like one of the videos up here said, we all want to make a difference in this world. That's why y'all are here. Who here wants to make a difference in this world? You! Yeah. So listen to when you are making a difference and anchor that, because when you are stepping out on a bigger stage, a bigger platform, a bigger Instagram network, you're having to work a contract, a big number deal, you're going to have to call on that resource. So make the compliments deposits. So let's flash into current times. 2019. What are we? October. I keep thinking November. I still have a lot of balls in the air. These balls, however, would be what I would call positive. After my divorce, I swore off a relationship. I'm like, I'm going to be 2 years. I'm going to be single. I'm going to work it. I'm going to go have a one-night stand every night for 2 weeks because I haven't dated for 20 years. I was excited. I was woohoo! And I'm going to play for the other team. I'm going to try it all out. Well, the universe had something else in mind. Plunked in front of me my future wife. And lo and behold, I start into a relationship. Well, that was not on my agenda, but it's a beautiful ball. Now we're planning a wedding. Another beautiful ball. We're buying a house. Another beautiful ball. We're now doing renovations of that house. Another beautiful ball. I'm traveling around the continent speaking. Beautiful ball. I want all of these. I want you to realize too, please, that our balls in the air, sometimes they're positive. And we choose them. Sometimes we're getting knocked out by that bowling ball. By the way, my daughter did come home. The balls in the air are draining from your tank. So you do need to always be filling up your resources. And if you want to think of it scientifically, you're balancing all of those cortisol and stress hormones every time that you are giving to your emotional bank account and doing deposits. So now that I know so well how to deposit, I get up in the morning, I set my morning up straight. I get up, my beautiful fiance, she loves getting me a coffee. I accept it and I say thank you. I journal right away. I start journaling. That's my time with spirit. And then I pull a card, and then I read. Because the books that I'm reading right now always give me some little bit of influence or an aha or something to strive towards. How you set your day up matters. Because by the time I'm hitting that kitchen and my teenagers are there, I'm full. I'm ready. Bring it on. Last week, that very large influencers conference that we were at, on stage are these people sharing, like we are today, what works, what doesn't work. And they're all these influencers with millions of followers. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, I don't even remember all the avenues. And they all come from different walks. And they all have multiple million and billion-dollar revenue streams. 3 days hearing from female and male influencers. What do you think the number one message and the one consistent message is that they all had? What was that? You're not enough? Along that lines, their number one message to everyone, take care of your mental health. So I have for you already done the work, and I'm wrapping up, Charlotte. I have done the work for you. At the table, there is a free self-care checklist. It has a resource sheet, and it also has a wallet card. Please take one. Will you do that? Will you take that self-care checklist? I got the work for you already. And just go in there and go, I'm going to do number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are my top 5. Everyone willing to do that? All right. Thank you so much. Take care of you.